and welcome to the headline. I am your host, Larry H. Gardner. H stands for how did the Miami Heat pull that trade off? All right, so the thing about it is like you are listening to me on live on YouTube and also Facebook Live on my page, Larry H. Gardner, and also on WNRV 108.1.com. Nerve DJs, where you get on your nerves. Pretty much, I have my guest here and everything else like that. A couple of people listening in the back. Shout out to all the dads that celebrated their Father's Day. I did that. My son called me early in the morning, wished me happy Father's Day. I'm going to give a shout out to Ebenezer Church of God in Christ, Ebenezer Assembly of God in Christ on 15209 Florida Avenue in Greater Cleveland, Ohio. Pastor Kyle Cummings, my cousin Joy Cummings, and everybody that made a brunch for for all the dads. I got a nice gift. Thank you very much to everybody that pitched in for the daddies of the Daddy's Day. Shout out to the Juneteenth celebrations that were all around. I was at New Era, the celebration on Buckeye this past Saturday. Shout out to Mr. Fahim over there on Buckeye and his center and everything else like that. Had the New Voices family over there. Shout out to all the campusers that came out. LaSonia, Yvonne, and LaToya, Kyle. I know Andre wanted to make it but couldn't. Shout out to them. By the way, New Voices is doing a cohort. What the cohort is, the people's cohort is that it's a 6-week training combination of in-person and Zoom, and it spreads along Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. So if you're in that area, that Midwest area, apply. Go to newvoices.com, apply on their website. It's a 6-week leadership training. At the end of the training, you get a stipend of $500. So it's every single Monday here in Cleveland from 5 to 7. Philly and Pittsburgh have their own time. And I am running the class here in Cleveland, Ohio. So the thing about it is like we have you can apply all the way now until July 10th. We will start sending interviews for July 13th. Space is limited. Let me repeat myself. Space is limited. So, couple of things we got to get down. The Obama Center opened up on Juneteenth. They had a whole bunch of people come down there, a whole bunch of athletes. Of course, after the New York Knicks parade, the champion to 2026 NBA champion New York Knicks parade, a couple of people had to go down there for that Juneteenth. And shout out to the Obama Foundation. That place was packed. Shout out to former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama. She gave a wonderful speech speaking life into Barack. Thank you very much. We had some deaths today. Well, yesterday. Carl Greenspan, political juggernaut, passed away, and also music mogul Clive Davis died. I don't know how y'all feel about neither one of them people. We just gonna keep positive vibes only. We ain't gonna say nothing, but I ain't saying nothing bad. I'm just saying, listen, rest in peace to them. I'm not saying nothing bad. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying that they are now no longer here.
You, Larry, in your age, what have you heard about Clive Davis?
Like I said, I ain't got nothing. There was some things that have been said about how he shysted people and things of that nature. But like I said, I'm trying to keep this positive. We have a positive guest in our.
Say less. No, don't forget about our guest. I want to know how you feel.
No, how I feel.
You brought it up.
I feel indifferent. I mean, there was some reports, there was some things, but whatever happened. All is gone now. I just can't wait for documentary. That's all I care.
How old was he, Larry?
I think it was like 85, 86.
Woo. Yeah. He lived a good life.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I think Greenspan was like 91 or something like that. So it is what it is.
You talking about Greenspan, who was like the Fed dude?
Yeah, him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the same day. That's wild. Okay. So, all right. So if you've been under a cave for the past 24 to 48 hours. You know that the Milwaukee Bucks traded in former NBA champ, former MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo, aka the Greek Freak, to the Miami Heat for pretty much everybody, and some draft picks, including this year's draft picks. I think they had number 13, Miami did. So, yeah. So, and by the way, the NBA draft is tonight. So, Giannis goes over there with Bobby Portis. He joins Bam over there. I don't know who else left. So, because there's some free agents. I don't know.
Forget, and Wiggins, who was drafted by the Cavs.
Yeah, Wiggins. He over there. So, yeah. So, I don't know how this is gonna. I don't know how this is going to shake up.
Larry, you been to Miami?
Yeah, I've been to Miami.
Okay, say less.
Okay, yeah. So pretty much. I don't know how it's gonna shake up the NBA for us. It's like everything else in Miami is cool. So, but speaking of cool, we have a cool guest here. First of all, shout out to Jawan Moss of Thousand Ties for her contribution to this guest and introduced me into this young lady at this time. She is helping African American children, and to me, that's always a plus. If you helping African American children, me being a dad and everything else like that, you are number one in my book. So, first time on this show, you've been T-Rex. Could you play the entrance music, please? Now, I always believe in helping black children because I'm a black dad. So this is by her, the artist, from Judas and the Black Messiah. So the thing about it is, the reason I'm bringing her in, because we got a smooth, cool guest tonight here on the Headline Eye on Nerve DJs WNRV. Please welcome from BDCI, Miss Gloria Blevins in the house. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. So, first of all, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So, could you explain the nature of your organization?
Absolutely. So, I am actually the founder and executive director of the Black Child Development Institute for the state of Ohio. We are actually an affiliate of the National Black Child Development Institute, which is the only national organization that exclusively advocates on the behalf of black children and their families.
Yeah, so how did you get involved in this organization?
Well, my background is in early childhood, and of course, showing up to conferences that they convened nationally. It's also an organization that's stemmed out of the civil rights movement, been around since 1970. Mm-hmm. And so attended a session of how to start an affiliate. And I just thought, in Ohio and where we were, particularly in Cleveland at that time, we needed an organization that exclusively advocates and addresses the disparities that impacts our black children.
Okay, so where are you pretty much located? Or you have a central office, or are you pretty much, as other offices are you pretty much online?
So we're remote, but we're also located in Beechwood. Mm-hmm. And so you can find us. We're usually throughout the state, just executing our work.
Okay. And as advocacy for black children, what kind of advocacy work do you do?
So there are a couple buckets. So when we think about health, we address lead, create the awareness around lead-poisoned children. We are number one in the country for lead-poisoned children. And of course, that disproportionately impacts black children. We also address maternal health. We know that when it comes to our black mothers, that disproportionately impacts our black mothers. Mm-hmm. We do a lot of work around just addressing trauma that uniquely addresses our black youth. Uh-huh. And so our goal is really to create access, amplify voices, and shift policies so they are representative for all children.
Okay. So pretty much you just want to make sure you advocate for black children as far as health, lead. And I've been hearing a lot of lead. What's the biggest thing about lead that people should know about?
Ooh, so in Ohio, the reason why we have so many children exposed is that if your home was built before 1978,
Right.
you may be subject to lead. And so Ohio has a large housing stock that was built before 1978. So for children, if they are lead poisoned and have high lead levels, they are misdiagnosed for autism, ADHD.
Not to cut you off, but would you say everybody that's born after 1978 is diagnosed with this?
No. So how you are exposed to lead, it's based on the paint that is in the lead paint that is in the homes.
Right.
Okay.
And so many homes that were built before 1978 have lead paint within their homes if it hasn't been remediated. And what happens when those homes are dilapidated, the lead goes into the soil. So you can receive it by lead dust, of course lead pipes, as well as within the soil.
Why would you say like Cleveland? Like why is this so emphasis on Cleveland? Like in any other city? Like why is the lead emphasis so much in Cleveland than any other city in America?
Our rates are the highest, which disproportionately impact Black children. And so our goal is to get the awareness out so that parents can advocate on the behalf of their children to ensure that their children are lead screened.
Okay. So pretty much that's very important because, everybody talks about ADHD and autism and stuff like that. And disproportionately, that's why a lot of older African American children in Ohio, because of the effects of lead, may have committed, offenses. So that's the reason why. Shout out! I gotta give your administrative assistant, shout Augustine, a shout out because she had called me before he was on the air. And I'm like, who this? And she just sent me an email saying it was me. I'm like, I'll beat me up. We here. So I gotta give you gotta give your people a shout out.
Absolutely.
So I gotta do that. So. As far as your research, where does Ohio rate as far as Black children's safety, especially in the greater Cleveland, northeastern Ohio area?
So that depends on if you're located in one of those under-resourced communities, and that's all throughout Ohio. And so we know when you don't have access to resources, and we know poverty is a strong indicator for under-resourced communities. It impacts if they have access to safe, healthy housing and neighborhoods, which of course overall impacts their growth and development.
Okay. So the thing is that have you ever brought this to the attention of elected officials as far as your research, or gotten help from elected officials as concerned?
Oh, absolutely. So as a policy organization, our goal is to really collect the data. So
Okay.
we know that we have a lot of data out there, especially quantitative data, but we also know data is only as good as those who are collecting it and those who are interpreting it. So when we talk about, let's say, equity, you need to be comfortable to go within those communities to collect the data. That's important so that we can elevate what the true need is within those communities.
Okay. So pretty much, what gave you this passion? You were in childcare before, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So what gave you this passion to just go and start this organization? Because usually, when you start orgs, you first of all funding, help, resources, and things of that nature, and it's very hard. So what drove you to do this?
So I'm asked that a lot. And I will say it is based on just my overall experience. So I live within the communities that I'm advocating for. I have a Black husband. So when we talk about fatherhood and what it looks like for men to show up as role models, if that has not been shown to you, or if no one has invested in you, there's a narrative that's painted about Black fathers.
Right.
When I think about myself, when I had a child birthing experience and almost lost my own life, Black women need to be taken seriously. When I think about my son, who was young at that time, and how they wanted to suspend him because at age 5, he looked like he was a 9-year-old, and they wanted to perceive him as a 9-year-old. When I think about my high school daughter, who, because most black girls are mostly suspended in high school and deemed as aggressive, and when her high school principal wanted to suspend her because she was defending herself, in all these spaces it has shown up. And who is the voice that is dedicated to protecting our black children and supporting our families? And I felt it was time.
Okay. So with the personal experience and everything, and people are, and of course I'm assuming that the people that wanted to suspend your daughter, most of them were Caucasian, correct?
It was a combination, Caucasian and black.
Get out of here. Wow.
The studies show that sometimes our black educators are 10 times harder on our black youth.
Well, some people say that, some folks are saying that it's tough love, but I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
So it could be either side.
Right. So the thing about it is, how long has the organization been in effect?
So we have been existing since 2017.
Okay. So close to 9 years. Correct?
Absolutely.
So what is the biggest accomplishment that you had while your organization was in existence?
Well, one of my greatest accomplishments was last year. We actually facilitated a power building fellowship and for organizational leaders. So when we talk about just the barriers and the hurdles and what it means to be a black leader within this environment, leading organization, there isn't a safe space. There are some nuances that you experience. So having a fellowship where we were able to pour in organizational leaders for 3 days, we took care of all their expenses, but really got to be able to strategize. So for us, it was about, you see that triangle? How do we flip the triangle when we talk about power? And what does power building look like for us?
Well, the thing is like always, discuss building power within our ranks, because, we already know this current administration is, to say it nicely, bonkers. But, we can, I said it. Like I said, T-Rex know I'm being nice right now because you here. So
I appreciate that.
So the thing is that, we help is not coming from Washington, D.C. So how can we build, how, in your opinion, can we build power in our own community?
So, one thing is that we need to show up. Okay. Disengagement is not safety. We need to be present and we need to strategize. Also, when we talk about strategy without any action is not strategy. It is being complacent. And so what does that look like for us? Instead of, let's say, I know this isn't happening, how am I going to change that? If organizations and policy legislators are willing to listen to your voice, that means you need to show up in rooms. We have to show up, but as leaders of organizations, alongside with community, how can we collectively build, strategize, and make sure we show up to vote at the polls?
Pretty much, that's the bottom line. That's pretty much organizations. And can you work with other organizations who have the same missions as you do?
Oh, absolutely. So we actually lead 3 statewide coalitions. And so it's not about BCDI Ohio. I always say we are the neutral platform. And the more collaboration we can build, the more collective voice that we can build, and the more impact that we can build.
Okay. So the question is that as far as working with the youth and collecting data, what are the ages of the youth that you work with?
So prenatal to adulthood is our goal. I believe you can't support the child without supporting the family.
Could you repeat that again for the people in the back? You can't support. Go ahead.
You can't support the child without supporting the family ecosystem, the entire ecosystem.
Thank you. So, when you say supporting the family, is that helping them get better health care, better positions in life, better careers, job training, resource finding? How does that look?
All of the above. Access to supports, access to resources, access to healthy housing, all that you have named. Because if I'm in survival mode and I'm constantly trying to figure out how I'm going to put food on the table, how I'm going to put gas in my car, how I'm going to transport my child, how I'm going to pay for child care, how can I ensure that my child is going to thrive if I don't have access to the proper resources?
So pretty much with everything going up like an air balloon, then you have to find, then people need resources for that. Is that what so you're helping them with those resources in this?
Well, not only that, we're also, when we talk about quality and affordability, you can have access to the resources, but are they obtainable? If they are not affordable, or if they are not of quality, how can that help my child?
So you want the resources that not only are affordable, attainable, but they're up to snuff. Like, I understand that people want to give out perishable items as far as canned goods, but they've been sitting on your shelf since 1970. They ain't gonna help nobody with nothing. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's one way to look at it.
I'm just saying.
That's definitely one way to look at it. But you need to be able to afford resources. If we're talking about childcare, and I know that 60% of my income needs to go to childcare, how is that advantageously aiding and assisting me? It's not.
Right. So you have to, pretty much, I think that's the biggest thing as far as affordable childcare. Like, there's childcare, but if you don't have a lot of it and it costs more than what you're bringing home or taking away the majority, then will you have a home to come to?
Absolutely. And then I think on the flip side, the other is it culturally responsive? So we know that we're dealing with trauma and mental health. People need access to mental health services, but some things, if you don't look like me, then I may shun away and say, I feel like I have to over-explain what my culture is. You're not linguistically responsive. So being culturally responsive is key in a provision of a host of resources.
Okay. All right. So we gotta, and this is a very interesting conversation, but unfortunately we have to take a short intermission.
Hold on, not to cut you off, Larry, because before the show she said she don't even talk. I don't know. This is a good interview. Is she talking or I can't hear?
She's talking
A little bit.
But the thing about it is like when you have especially a strong African American woman that believes in the cause of children, then there's some meaning behind the talk, period, point blank.
I like this.
So, but we have to take a short intermission. When we come back, we will talk about some of the backlash that you have received by starting this organization. Ooh. So, and like, listen, we are not FCC calls, so if you want to say something to those folks that's trying to stop you, please, by all means, do so. Thank you, T-Rex. So when we come back, we'll talk about that. So. This is WNRV, the headline eye on Nerve DJs. When you get on your nerves, we'll be back.
This for the nappy heads in heaven. The nappy head cries by their side. May your streets be paved with gold. Oh, my heart would make it home. May your streets be paved with gold. Oh, my heart would make it home. 'Cause the world can be toxic, especially when your skin look like chocolate. At one point they sold us for profit, but we made it out of the gauntlet we chosen. Yeah. Oh my mama, the south side still holding. Yeah. Go for broke for the ones that are broken. Yeah. Please don't make me no hashtag or slogan. Yeah. My whole hood is golden. That's why I pray you catch your wave. It doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven. For the nappy heads in heaven. The nappy head Christ by their side. I hope you catch your wave. It doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven. The nappy head Christ by their side. May your streets be paved with gold. Hope my heart would make it home. May your streets be paved with gold. Hope my heart would make it home. Cause they riding with choppers and might turn your table to pasta. Don't hardly see daughters at altars. Probably cause there ain't no more fathers, they stole them. Yeah. Put in cages by racist patrol.
This is WNRV 108.1.
There's a lane to the pins like we bowling. Yeah. Please don't make us no hashtags or slogans. Yeah. Black people are golden. That's why I pray you catch your wave. It doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven. The nappy head Christ by their side. I pray you catch your wave. It doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven. The nappy head Christ by their side. May your streets be paved with gold. Oh, my heart will make it home. May your streets be paved with gold. Oh, my heart will make it home. I hope you make it home. Talk to him. I hope you make it home. Everybody. I hope you make it home. Yeah. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. Make it home. I hope you make it home. Make it home. Make it home. Make it home. I hope you make it home. Make it home. Make it home. Make it home. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. Talk to him, Dave. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. Oh, I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. 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 Make it home.
This is WNRV 108.1.
What's up? It's your girl, Author Ivy Lee. Tune into the Headline Eye on WNRV 108.1.
Cleveland, this is it. DJ Ellery presents the Cleveland Ultimate White Party, Saturday, July 11, 2026. This is not just another white party. This is the event everyone has been waiting for and we'll be talking about all summer. And this all takes place at the Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. This is not just another white party. This is the event everyone's been waiting for.
Pay attention. A nationally known artist will be announced later.
30 and over only. Majority white attire mandatory. No majority white, no entry, no exceptions, no refunds. Tickets $50 in advance, $60 at the door before 7 p.m. and higher after 7 p.m. $325 two-seat high-top tables includes 2 tickets and 1 bottle of champagne. 10-seat premier exclusive tables includes 10 tickets and 1 bottle of champagne, $750. Early ticket purchase is strongly suggested and highly recommended because when you mention DJ Ellery, the name alone brings the whole city out.
This is WNRV 108.1.
What do you get when you take 2 witty nerds and 2 of the best pair of hands since Technique's 1200s? Or better yet, Grandma's fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and greens on Sunday after church. Hallelujah! Then for dessert, the dopest blend of classic R&B and hip-hop joints all whipped up in one big sexy mixing bowl. You know what you get? The Party and Bull Show. That's right. Heard 7 days a week. Make sure you check your station for days and times. It ain't what you used to, and it's better than what you thought. It's the most unprepared show on the planet. You never know what we gonna say or who's gonna stop by. It's the Party and Bull Show with Dave Tolliver, Tiffany Nicole, DJ Cochise, and DJ Deuce, aka the Final Four. Turn it up in the whip, turn it up loud on Saturday while you cleaning. We the best, and I ain't talking about DJ Khaled. We up and we on. Check your stations for days and times. Party and Bull-ish, cause everybody loves a party, and Bull-ish ain't always bad. I holla, yeah man.
Are you a DJ, radio show, music artist, or a podcaster and you've thought about having your own mobile app? BV Mobile Apps could be the solution. They specialize in creating apps with live audio streams, mixes, music, and songs. You can integrate your social media, videos, blogs, and most importantly, send push notifications to your followers. For more information, bvmobileapps.com or on social media at BV Mobile Apps. That's B as in business, V as in victory, bvmobileapps.com.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Hey, look, I pray you catch a wave.
What up? It's your boy Dave Tolliver, aka the Black Pavarotti, aka Minute Large Forever. And right now, you got it locked, baby, on WNRV 108.1. You already know.
I love music. And every time I hear something hot, it makes me want to move. It makes me want to have fun. But it's something about this joint right here. This joint right here, it makes me want to, let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. Feel free right now, go do what you want to do. Can't let nobody take it away from you, from me, we. No time for moping around, are you kidding? And no time for negative vibes, cause I'm waiting. It's been a long week, I put in my hardest. Gonna live my life, feel so good to get it right. So I like when I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time in my life, ain't worried about if you feel it. Got my head on straight, I got my vibe right, I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I wouldn't change my life just fine, 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 fine. Ooh, fine, 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 fine. Ooh, just fine, 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 fine. Ooh, see, I wouldn't change my life just fine. Feels so good when you're doing all the things that you wanna do. Get the best out of life, treat yourself to something new. Keep your head up high in yourself, believe in you, believe in me. Having a really good time, I'm not complaining, and I'ma still wear a smile if it's raining. I gotta enjoy myself regardless. I appreciate life, I'm so glad that it's mine. So I like when I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Ain't worried about doing what you're gonna do, I'm a lady, so I must stay classy. Gotta keep it high, keep it together if I want to get better. See, I wouldn't change my life just fine, 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 fine. Ooh, fine, 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 fine. See, I wouldn't change my life just
All right, we're back on the headline eye with the founder of BCDI, Mrs. Gloria Blevins. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Katrina Smiley, Carlton Laster, and Shelley Hunt, leadership at New Voices for Reproductive Justice, along with Bernadette Walker Brown and also Glenn Witt and Norris Pope and Easter Brown. People that have known it, everybody knows that, I lost my dad, Larry H. Gardner Sr., back in 2023, and even though that I don't have my dad anymore, there's a lot of people that still have theirs and appreciate the males in your life, the men in your life for doing what they do. So, and my cousin Reggie and Virgil Brown, I'm like, they would lose their stuff. I'm like, you forgot about me? Yeah, and shout out to the Lester family for Lucius Lester. He's no longer here as well. So, Gloria, just a question for you. We talked about this on the break. What kind of backlash have you been getting as far as helping African American children?
Well, I've received emails about, am I racist, saying that I advocate for black children. I have been asked some.
You don't have to answer this. You ever feel like you've been followed?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
And
That's
hopefully
good. That's good.
I won't
That's
be
good.
followed.
Right. I think her husband would have something to say about that.
I hope so.
All right. So, why would you? Anyway.
My bad. I didn't mean that was too perfect.
It's like, but we know that there's some organizations that are against what you're doing, and some people that are who are racist in their own right. So the thing about it is, what do you say to the people who want to start an organization like this but feel like the backlash is too much?
Well, as the saying goes, how does it go? If you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing.
Oh, you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That too.
Okay, yeah. I like yours too as well.
Absolutely. And so I feel if you're engaging in a space and you are the voice and you're showing up for an entire community, that you need to lead with that dedication, that commitment, and that passion, because it never goes away. But also know that it requires continuous advocacy, and it's more than an 8-hour job.
Continuous advocacy. So pretty much, you said resources and things of that nature. How can people donate to your cause, and how can people contact you just in case they need you?
So I have a great team. My community engagement officer, my policy manager, people will always see them out in the community. They can always contact us at 216-202-5172. They can visit our website, www.bcdiohio.org. We're constantly having community events centered in the community. For instance, we're constantly giving needed supplies to new moms and dads because we don't want to leave out our fathers. So we make sure that we pour into our mothers just like we pour into our fathers. They can donate also with that website, and they can attend our upcoming fundraising gala that will be in November, which is always an amazing time.
Where will that be at in November?
That will be held at the Embassy in Independence on November 14th.
Not to cut you up, but can you explain how important your team and what important, how your team is important to you?
So, again, there is no I without my team. They carry the same commitment, passion, dedication to community. And they lead with love. I think that's important, that you lead with love. And it's more than just a job. We also are living what we're advocating for.
Amen. So you live in the area that you advocate for. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're in the greater Cleveland area?
I'm on the outskirts of the greater Cleveland
okay.
area, but yes, I'm in Northeast Ohio.
Okay. Northeast Ohio. That's wonderful. So you said something about dads and fathers, and you said that you had a person of yours do outreach to incarcerated dads. How did that come about?
So when we talk about data, one of the deficits that I have found is that there is lack of qualitative data. So in order for you to really understand what the need is for the community, you have quantitative. Yes, we have the numbers, but what's the story behind the numbers? Like, what's the experiences of individuals? So if I'm trying to impact moms and dads, I need to hear their stories and understand it from their perspective to gain their insights. And so when we were looking at individuals and just conducting listening sessions throughout the state, one specific group is incarcerated parents that we left out at the table. And so we partnered with an organizational leader who supported incarcerated fathers and conducted numerous sessions. And the section of our listening session report, and it's a statewide report, you can find it on our website, it's called Fatherhood Interrupted.
Okay. So the biggest myth about Black fathers is what, in your opinion?
That they don't care. Okay. That's the biggest myth. And I think what resonated out of our report is fathers stated, just ask us. We're never asked.
Really? You know, it's an experience that Black fathers are always labeled as they're not going to be around, especially unmarried fathers. They're not going to be around. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. But that is not the case. And I am witness to that because I am a Black father. So I don't understand how that they can put, like, you know, do you think that you think the detriment and the negativity of African American fathers, just African American people, is more stereotyped than other races?
Ooh, I don't know. I guess, you know, it depends on who's at the table and who's having the conversation. For instance, I talk about our coalition leaders or the fellowship. If you were in that room, you wouldn't hear anything like that.
Okay.
And we also have, you know, you have allies and for me, what an ally is you're standing up for me when I'm not even in the room.
Okay.
So that you are representing what this work is and what it needs to represent.
That's what's up. So the question, and the thing about it is, what brings that up is because, you know, there's always a stereotypical around African American children, especially those who live in I hate to say in the city, but, you know, in those communities where the resources is not abundant. We have food deserts, you know, we have other places where resources are not abound, but there's other ways you can get those resources. All you have to do is pretty much, especially for your children, call, correct?
Correct. And then I think the other part about just having access and there needs to be trust. So you have to be a trusted leader within the community for families just to reach out to you, to ask for resources, to trust you to provide support. And then before we judge and have biases that parents do not care, remember there are generational cycles and as they say, generational curses. So we are trying to break those and to ensure that no matter what took place through the generation, if it was adverse, we're trying to shift that and change the trajectory for the child and the family.
So before we can build generational wealth, you got to break that generational curse. Correct?
Absolutely.
All right. So the thing is that what is your focus of your organization 5 years from now? What do you want to see your organization at 5 years from now?
So 5 years from now, our vision is to be a coalition of leaders who are the informed voice for Black and Brown communities throughout Ohio.
Okay. And the thing is that you said you have events. Do you have any events coming up? Any listening sessions for the community to come out and hear?
So they will be coming up soon. They can follow us on our website. We always host those. And then they also can become a member. We are a membership organization. So organizations can become members with an organizational membership. It provides membership for 10 members. We have coalitions that we would love people to be members as well, because again, it's about building a collective voice.
Okay. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, I will talk about a collaboration with New Voices offline.
Absolutely.
So the thing is that, is it helpful for organizations, especially African American organizations, to come together to push these policies, to have the same policies abroad? Because everybody wants to be the chief, but not everybody don't want to be the any.
Absolutely. So the goal is to eliminate all the silos. You have to collaborate to make movement for policy and programming. We want it to be representative of all children throughout Ohio, and it takes all of us to make that happen.
So what is the biggest obstacle that you came into when you started this organization? What was the biggest obstacle?
I would say it may not be the biggest, but the one that elevates to the top is I came from an organization where it was an organization, of course, I'm advocating for all children. BCDI, it definitely pinpoints and addresses those disparities that disproportionately impact Black and Brown children. And so I was in same spaces, but when I showed up as the person for BCDI, we don't have that available for you.
What? That's crazy.
And then I would have to say, but remember, I'm the CEO of this organization. Oh, is that you? So it constantly became a conversation about, but aren't you for all children? Yes, I'm for all children, but the disparities disproportionately impact Black and Brown children. And if we get those disparities down, we impact all children.
So how you feel like it's like it costs, like they don't want to help children because it costs more to keep a child in a juvenile, facility. You right? You feel me? So it's like we fighting 1,000 times against the grains because I can't explain it. It's you. I'm just so happy you doing this because we going against the grain. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's just like, man, all we got to do is keep fighting. If ain't nobody on your mission, you know what I'm saying, get them on out the way. Right?
Agreed. Yeah, it's about shifting the systems. Systems are working as they were designed. So we have to remember that. Now it's to ensure that all systems and programs reflect the needs of all children.
So pretty much you got to either play the game or change the rules, correct?
We definitely have to change the rules.
That's what I said. When you changing these rules and then you're going to be going against the grain, that's what I'm saying. These
that's
people,
true.
They're going to be fighting. That's why I said they're going to be watching you. It's scary. It's a scary business.
So the biggest thing that, you accomplished this in over this amount of time, 2017. So pretty much you survived the pandemic. What was the biggest issue when you came around when the pandemic hit? What was the biggest thing for you?
So at that time, we were very grassroots. And so I was leading my other organization. And I don't know if you all remember when the pandemic happened, there was this perception, oh, Black and brown communities really don't want the vaccine. They're not showing up. So we decided to conduct 2 vaccine clinics. We had lines wrapped around the building, and the health department ran out of vaccines. So at that moment, what it told me is that this organization is needed more than what I thought. And at that moment, I decided to do this full time.
Okay. So you pretty much stepped out on the limb and said, you know what? We need it, and it's got to be done. And if I got to do it, there's a lot of prayer in that, isn't it?
Oh, it's grounded in prayer. It's grounded in prayer. Absolutely.
Amen to that. So the thing is that I got a question as far as, working with, like, how can you, like, Black children, and we talk about reproductive justice. Have you ever crossed paths in that department as far as reproductive justice or health care for Black women, period?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So we have partners within that space. And I do want to say that my policy manager is in conversations with your organization.
Oh, who's your policy manager?
Dr. Jasmine Moses.
Oh, okay. I think we got to speed that up, because the simple fact of the matter is that, health care for African American women, no matter what space it is always very, very important. And as advocacy for that, then we have to, because, African American people, period, because, we get the least amount of support as far as healthcare.
And I mean, and we're taking a deep dive look at doula reimbursement, because that's essential to maternal vitality.
Okay. So the question, so the thing is that I really appreciate you coming aboard. So what is the one thing that you want to say to the people as far as what you're doing, as far as everything else like that? What is the one statement you want to give to folks out there that are listening right now?
So my one statement is everyone has power in their voice and power in how they show up. And this is my ask. Join us. It doesn't take 1 or 2 people. It takes all of us to create a movement and shift systems, and to ensure that program is accessible and attainable for all families.
Pretty much. And you want to shout out your family? Speaking of families.
Yeah, so I will shout out first my professional family. So that's my team, of course, my Seisha Augustine, Crystal Hall, our community engagement officer, who is constantly busy, Dr. Jasmine Moses, that's informing us what is happening around policy, Robin Gibson, who is our program strategic manager, our Crystal Williams, who is our comms chair, and our magnificent board of trustees, who are all organizational leaders throughout the state who align with our mission and our strategic goals. Okay. And then to my family, to my daughters, Kyla and Kelsey, and my sons, Kyrie and Carl, all K's.
Okay. And what about the husband? Gotta say something about him.
Absolutely. And to the one that holds it down, who's an amazing father, who we had the opportunity to celebrate, Carl Blevins.
Carl Blevins. Shout out to you, sir. What y'all do for him for Father's Day?
Well, I don't like to cook, so I was in the kitchen cooking, and he was embraced with gifts.
See, I like that. That was probably as great as Michelle Obama's speech to Barack when, the Obama Foundation over.
Yes. He wanted some home cooking, so I was in there cooking.
Okay, that's what's up. See, but before I got to shout out to my LaVon Williams, for giving me the chicken marsala and the vegetable lasagna to take home with me. So I gotta give a shout out to the cooks, and shout out to my cousin Reggie for doing the fish fry on Juneteenth, spending the family. So what you do for Juneteenth though?
So I actually spoke at a voters rally Thursday prior to Juneteenth, just about the importance of civic participation. Because as you know, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, and it's up to us to continue building that legacy. Legacy didn't break them, and it won't break us, but we need to show up. And then the day of, my daughter, who is a poet, delivered a wonderful poem at the Cultural Gardens.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what I love to hear.
Larry, I didn't know we had a superstar in the
Yeah, we do.
I like how regular she is. This is I'm going to get her autograph when we leave. Jeez.
Yes,
This
okay.
is a mini hat. Lady mini hats.
Many hats. Sometimes you got to wear those hats, and you have to have a strong family foundation.
Absolutely.
Behind those hats, and a strong team behind those
Absolutely.
hats.
Absolutely.
So again, you have anything that you want to say before we get out of here?
Lastly, please consider becoming a member at bciohio.org. We have student memberships. And when you get a membership, you not only have a statewide membership, but you have a membership to a national organization. So you receive a whole host of resources, and you're not only part of a state village, but a national village that's advocating and showing up
How much
for our youth.
How much are memberships? So
for students, 25, individual annual memberships, 40. Nonprofit membership is $250. That's for 10 individuals, and for corporate memberships is $500, and that's for 10 memberships.
Okay. So what we gonna do here? I might just become a member. I don't know yet. I'm thinking
Become
about
a member, because also we're still building out this base of making sure that we create affirming spaces. And our Fatherhood Table Talks is one of those great spaces that we create for fathers to be vulnerable, to share, and it's a space just for them.
Cool. So that's it. I appreciate you, Mrs. Blevins, Gloria, for coming here and blessing this show with your vast knowledge. We got to bring you back. I got a couple of African American organizations that are led by African American women. We got to do something here.
That'd be amazing.
To have everybody talk on this platform, because a lot of people, let's be face it, sometimes they listen here, then it goes in one ear and out the other. But we have to keep on striving and doing these things. So
we all need reminders. Yes.
Amen to that. So I appreciate everybody that came out. I appreciate Tisha and her brother who are listening in the background. I appreciate everybody for the wonderful Father's Day texts and things of that nature. I appreciate, my ancestors, especially my dad, and the late Larry H. Gardner Sr., for giving me the gift to keep going on, period, point blank. And I appreciate him and my mother, and the late Anita France, for giving me the gift of advocacy. Shout out to all the dads, David Hodges, Larry L.J. Hutton, who is Jalen's stepfather in Alabama. I spoke to him, just like, as men, we speak together, even though situations could have been different, but still, it is what it is. You have to speak life into the brothers who are fathers, who are those who are doing whatever they can to see their children, those who have stepchildren, those grandfathers, those uncles, those things of that nature, those who are supportive. We need strong foundations for men, no matter where they are, but because we need strong foundations for families. That's why I brought this young lady on here, because of the simple fact of the matter is she's advocating for our children from Is it before the wound or when they get out the wound?
It's before the wound.
It's from before the wound all the way up until that grand stage of 18. And it's never too late to advocate for children. Become a member, do something. Don't I think one of the pastors or somebody said, don't just sit there, do something.
Absolutely.
And if you want to become a member, you can. You heard the membership prices. I know eggs is high. I know gas is like too high. But still, you can do something. So I'm gone till next week. If nobody tells you that they love you today, I do. I'm going to play this special song that I heard. Shout out to the Lyft driver that took me to the thing. It's Alive by none other by Beyonce. We'll see you later. See you next week.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Never made with